Well, welcome members to Planning A Committee for Harpenden today. So we don't have any members of the public here today, I noticed. So much of what I would normally say about how we proceed, we do not have to, because you're all well conversant members here. And you know the House rules and how it's. I would have obviously told people about how this is just an advisory committee, subject to what happens at the plans north in St Albans. And I would have also told about the procedure, how long they can speak and help people in that way. And as a committee, I think we've always been very helpful to people, our planning committees here. So I think we can move straight into the agenda and for today, Heather. Okay. So the first item is apologies for absence, and we do.
Yes, we have Councillor Williams.
Right. Now, have we any declarations of interest? And I know you all know the.
Okay. Yes.
Yes, thank you.
So yes, go. Councillor Cooley is substituting for Councillor Williams.
Now, I think you all know the rules and the customary procedures regarding declarations of interest, and do you have any disposable pecuniary and or personal interest that might affect or are in relation to any items on the agenda?
No. If anything does come to mind, then please do let me know and I'll record it.
Right, well, item 3 on the agenda is the minutes of the planning committee that we held on the 3rd of May. These are in the yellow minutes. And may I sign these? As I was, we were 3 of us were there, so we do have a quorum. Do I have a approval for that?
Yes.
Thank you. And today's date, 31st?
31st.
And do you need other...
You need to just initial each of the pages.
Okay. If you can bear with me while I do that. Page 9.
So quite a lot of minutes actually, pages.
Yes.
Yeah. It's quite short. I've been here for 2 months. 4 weeks ago I was doing my training.
Well done. Well, I'll pass these back to Heather. Thank you very much. So, I assume the next item will be passed, but this is public questions in accordance with Standing Order 65.
No, none have been received.
So none have been received. Now we come to the applications. We've got the registered in firstly in week ending 13th of May, and then it'll move on to the 20th of May. So, would you like to make a start on that?
Okay, yes. Well, since we have no speakers here today, we'll start at the beginning. So the first application, we've got discharge conditions, so we've got no comment required. Second is discharge conditions also, no comment required. The first application that we'll be considering is number 26 Grasmere Avenue.
Which is reference 1335.
So, I don't know if I can read out what my words were. Well-spaced street with substantial straight large dwellings, building above the garage, adding an additional bedroom, ample parking as they have 2 drives, good sized garden, removing the flat roof element to the rear. Number 24 has a similar size extension also to the rear. Site seems to accommodate the proposal, not in the conservation area, don't believe it will cause any impact.
I visited this house as well.
Yes.
I saw exactly the same as you, plenty of parking, and I didn't see a problem with the neighbours actually, with what they were trying to do.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
I concur with that. The 2 things you've summed up, didn't they? One was parking, and one was the effect on the others. And I agree. There's no problem.
Yeah, basically my words were, or my recommendation was no objection public to the community to the neighbouring property to be introduced by district plan affairs.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to, the next application is certificate of lawfulness, so that's no comment required. And then another one also for 22 Park Rise, certificate of lawfulness, so no comment required. 45 Roundwood Lane is the next application. So this is application 1324. The site is screened by tall trees and cannot be seen from the road. The site appears to be able to accommodate the proposal, although I actually couldn't really see particularly clearly unless you visited the site. You couldn't see with any map facility. So crossover will come out onto a tight road with a lot of screening and no footpath on that side, although crossovers already exist. Highway conflict, question mark. So there's no objection subject to compliance with policy 34, which is the highway.
Yeah. No problem.
I think you summed it up well, and you pointed out the one place which you've just raised, so people raise their eyes. Thank you. That's okay, everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, next application is 1346, which is for 87 Tufnell's Way. Reducing the garage to be a single garage. Bedroom number remaining the same, just enlarging the bedroom. Changing the look of the front with a front-facing door stroke porch. Assuming the front will be paved for additional parking. Extensions will not cause impact. No objection to the project notice of immunity to neighbouring properties and sufficient parking being provided on the site. 4072 and 40.
I visited this, and yeah, there's plenty of parking. Parking for 2 cars in front plus the single garage. So
I think, to be honest, because the applications that they fill in now aren't very sort of explanatory. They'll just literally ask the question, will it affect existing parking? And normally they say no. They don't actually say, well, actually, we're going to be creating additional parking. It's just if they're going to be affecting the
That's a good point.
It doesn't always help us. The applications a few years ago used to ask the number, it was much more of a table form, where you would say the number of parking spaces existing and then proposed. So then you had a fair idea of exactly what their plans were going to be, whereas the application on the portal has changed that. I actually thought this was going to be quite a nice addition to it's quite a standard street. I actually thought it was quite nice.
So, we can take it up.
yes.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay, next application is 89 Ox Lane, 1379. Essentially building above the existing rear extension to the first floor level. Still a 1 metre gap along the side boundary. It would appear that there is just about sufficient parking recesses. The neighbour's property is set in with no windows, i.e. reducing the impact, not conservation area. No objection to the community to neighbouring property and sufficient parking provided on the site. 4072 district plan.
Can I make it?
Yes,
because, I think they're creating 4 bedrooms here, aren't they?
Yes.
I looked out the front of this one. You might just get 3 cars on the front.
Yeah, see, that was what I questioned really. It would appear that there is just about sufficient parking.
Just about, yes. One of them small, you know. But I suppose it's not. I mean, it's not enough to object to it.
Well, I have raised it,
Yes.
subject to sufficient parking being provided on the site. I mean, the district don't seem to be quite so heavy on the parking restrictions that we are. Really.
I think the words were just right.
I'd go along with the wording, so if everyone's happy.
I concur.
Yep, good.
Okay, next application, yes, number 12, Bamshill Wood, East Common, 1326.
Yes, I know this property well.
The site is so obscure that the proposed extensions will not impact on the neighbours or the street scene. The proposal is in keeping with the style of the existing house, is in the conservation area, but not locally listed.
Yes, it's a nice little house, this one, and it's got plenty of parking space. He won't be affecting the neighbours on this one.
I mean, I don't know if you
because
can
it's
see here, it's quite a substantial plot.
Yes. It's at the end of the cul-de-sac,
Yeah.
and it's surrounded by greenery and trees. It's very quiet. So it's quite an old house as well. Hasn't had any work done to it probably for years and years and years.
There was something in 2010 that they had permission for.
Well, just
But whether or not
that's the
they
same.
did
This I think this is basically the more or less
Very
the same
similar,
thing.
isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. So I think they're just adding
Maybe they
to.
decided to not do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Well, how long does it last anyway?
They're now 3 years, but they could have done it. But the fact that they're coming back with something very similar is saying to me that they're.
You know, I was around that way, and I don't think there's been anything.
No, I know the area there, I've never seen the house, and I think there's no problem with the spaces there and everything, so no immediate problem, no parking problem. And it's to cover the conservation area materials.
Okay.
No comment?
Next one is 65 Broadstone, which is a no comment as a certificate of lawfulness. Next application is 1366 for 34 Piper's Avenue. The neighbour has a front extension that is in line with this proposed front extension. Already a wraparound extension on the side, just adding a better roof and windows. Plenty of space for the neighbour's house, which is on the angle. No objection, so it's no community to neighbouring properties.
Yeah, I think they're just basically improving the properties along that part of the road.
I think it goes with, you're happy with that, everybody?
Yes.
Okay, 35 High Street now, which is, I believe, is phase 8. So they're removing the canopy.
Sorry, this one.
Oh, sorry, certificate of lawfulness for number 11 Colford Road. Sorry, that's no comment required. So we're moving on to 1190, which is 35 High Street, which is phase 8.
Phase 8.
Oh yes, that needs refurbing, yes.
So removing the canopy and replacing with a flat signage with trough lighting and a traditional lantern and a swing sign. Nicely in keeping with the style of the conservation area and actually an improvement.
Yes,
absolutely.
It does need a bit of improving.
Did you want to have a little look? It is
Yes,
actually
let's
quite
have a
nice.
look. It does need a bit of improving, that stretch of shops, to be honest.
Yes, that
a
was
bit run down.
There was artscaping with the place, and it was always had a bit of a problem with it.
So what they're proposing to do is actually very nice and really sort of harking back to the days of shop frontages as they were.
What, the 1850s? Looks quite old school.
Yeah.
With the
The lovely lantern.
Yeah, and a little sign.
Yes, I'm quite happy with that.
From a more of a modern sort of canopy style.
Retro. Let's have a look at that one. Oh, it's not the one I'm thinking of. I was thinking of...
Not a frequent shopper at phase 8 then, Harry, no?
No. I was thinking of the ones next to Halifax. But no, my mum goes in there. I know.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So you're thinking of where Country Casuals and Viella were?
Viella, yes,
that one.
I'm surprised really, because that's an old-fashioned style shop, aren't
No.
It's a vast improvement. Going side of this is all part and parcel, I think, of making Thompson's Close a better area.
Yes.
It's got my archway there, further up there. You remember that one?
I do.
Yes. And this was, I say, artscape, which was crumbling down for a long time, and it is. I would love to see something good there, so that's good.
Yes. You're right.
Just nice to have something that's much more sort of in keeping rather than neon signs and internally illuminated.
Oh, we do get that.
That's good. That one. Okay, then the next application, 1203, is exactly the same. It's just a case of advertisement consent because it's in the conservation area. It's exactly the same application, so I've repeated the same one.
Yes, fine.
Okay, next application is for a non-material amendment at number 26 Leighton Road.
This is one Daniel called in.
Daniel 42?
No, long time ago. This is an
a
amendment
long
to it.
time ago.
So it's only a non-material amendment to that. Then
So
there are 3 in a house in a row there. They've all been a little bit of problems with
they're
them.
just along here, aren't they?
Yes, and we passed, plans and all passed the one for the, this is the one nearest the park, is it?
This one, I'll tell you,
Which is a bit of the history of these.
doesn't actually, they haven't provided us with a plan, unfortunately. Because of this non-material amendment, it's purely the changing of the back doors from being...
No problem. So I was on the committee that passed this particular one originally. So
they were sort of French doors, and they're now applying for them to be bifold doors, and that's
fine. No problem at all. I see.
no change at all, really. Next application is 1328, which is the 44 High Street, which is currently the American Dry Cleaning Company, and they are applying, or I should say, Boots, the opticians, are applying for in this shop, which is very interesting. So, yes, I don't know if you'd like to just look out of interest, really. So this is next door to Utterwalls, I think, on one side of the estate agents, and this is a change, yes. So obviously American Dry Cleaning Company are there at the moment, and Boots the opticians are, by the looks of things, in the process of taking
Yes, that's
over the
interesting,
shop.
because there's some opticians in St Albans, isn't it? Boots opticians, so they're...
Oh, right. Oh,
So
that's
it's like
upstairs,
they're going for them.
Yes.
So
They work on Harpenden.
the wording I wrote for this was non-illuminated signage in the most, with the only illuminated elements in existing trough lights. Colours and design are sympathetic to the conservation area.
Yes.
Just a standard Boots blue.
We've got a Boots further down the road, so...
Yes.
But I thought that was very interesting.
Yes.
Obviously,
It is, thank you.
I'm wondering whether or not the American Dry Cleaning Company can't compete with the likes of Johnson's around the corner.
Exactly.
You have all their various offers and
Yes.
deals, but at least we're not going to end up with another empty shop.
That's right.
Okay, next application is for James Marshall House, which is a discharge condition, so that's no comment required by the committee, which relates to tree protection. And the next application is for 25A Camden Lane, 1333, which is a non-material amendment. Small amendments to the scheme, which are nice additions, revisions to the dwelling and the street scene. So I can list to you what they are. Find the noted down exactly what it is. Okay, so the half-rendered elevation is changing to full brick. Just the your own information. So the one with no highlighting is the approved scheme, and the one with the highlight shows where the changes are going to be. The half-rendered elevation changed to be full brick elevation with stone coins, is that how you say coins to the corners? Additional slot window to the gable, which is just here. Landscaping improvements with new sandstone steps centred to the front door. New permeable resin, onesie driveway, full planning permission.
That's fine.
Yeah. I'm happy with that. Anyone else?
Yeah.
Good.
The next application is for discharge of conditions.
It's 1334 as it rose on from 1333. The reason for that is because it's where it's demolishing something in the conservation area, you have to put on of the permission?
No, 1334, sorry, is actually discharge conditions for James Marshall House.
Yes, I'm just going back to the other one, 1332.
Yeah, so it's the discharge conditions. This was the tree protection, the previous application.
yes,
This
okay.
one actually relates to the method statement.
Yes.
But this, although the
No.
Town Council and the Planning Committee aren't able to comment on this, I have been advised to actually look at the method statement for the Town Council to respond separately, because there are areas of potential concern within the method statement that could affect us as being neighbours of the development. Namely things about the vehicular movements of the trees when they're removing the debris from the site, where the lorries are going to actually queue up in a sense, where they're going to stop before they're accepted onto the site. So although we're not going to comment on it tonight, I shall be looking at it
Has it not been
separately.
raised today by what county councillor who's asked to
Yes,
take it to take it to the leader of the council on this one?
I don't know what their
Okay.
plans were, but Town Councillor Heritage spoke to me today and suggested that I looked at it separately as a Town Council for our own safety really, and to raise concerns of being an immediate neighbour of the development site.
Exactly the words you've said. County councillor Terry Heritage has reported it to our leader of the council.
So I haven't had an opportunity to print the method statement off yet, but I shall, and I will be.
It's just, it is to protect.
It is really, yes.
And it just in the demolition process and the walling and all that sort of thing.
It's such a tight, difficult site out there that I don't believe they're able to actually access the site from Hay Lane, because I understand that the wall that's at the back there is actually a protected wall, which means that has got to be retained. So I believe all of the demolition work, the materials, the comings and goings will all take place outside the site.
So we do have to consider, I'm quite right to consider the residents of Hay Lane who will be affected in that.
So I just thought I'd raise that as
It's
a
very
town,
good. No,
the planning, we don't normally comment,
No.
but we shall be as a town council. Next application is 1369, which is certificate of lawfulness for 12 East Commons, so that's no comments required by the committee. Next application is 1370, which is for 36 Atkins Close.
What other people said. I know this particular property only from years and years ago. I've actually been in that property. But have anyone any thoughts on it?
Well, this application is for the garage conversion to habitable accommodation. My words are this area is very tight for parking, and the loss of the garage could theoretically have a knock-on effect. Concerned that not enough parking will be provided for the property should be 2 spaces, however there will be just 1.
There are 5 properties in a row there. The property on the right, 4 to 5 years ago, the lady who lived there has done exactly what is wanted there. I would be very wary of putting objecting to this, because I think on appeal it would just go through. Because if you've got this row of houses, they're incredibly tight. You've got a very narrow staircase going into them.
So is it one of these ones here, Councillor?
Yes, it's the end one. But no, yes, keep going. It may not be that.
Trouble is,
No,
sometimes
stop those.
the road is a bit awkward.
You're on the bend, yes, that's it.
Come on.
While you're doing that, I have been there, and there is indeed only 1 parking space.
But
And the road is very tight.
Is there, if you come...
Is it one of these down here?
Yes.
The trouble is that this, I think, it jumps from... If I click down here, it takes me too far. I think it's the other side of this hedge. Is it the other side of these trees?
I think it is, yeah.
No, it doesn't ring bell. It could be the other side of the tree. It could be the last one. No, but one on the end has definitely been converted.
No, it's not. It's the next one on, isn't it?
The one on number 34 is converted, and it has that.
Jump so quickly along. I think, is it where the green garage is? I think it's the green garage, isn't it?
Yes, could well be.
Yes, I think it must be.
There's
Because there's a block of four,
That's
there's,
it.
that's the end one there, green garage, white, and
No.
then the other one.
The point is, it's in the first, it has been just recently put into the CPZ area, so the person who has that can't be parking on the outside of the road. They've all got one car on their drives. They've all got a drive for one car. That's all. I would be very concerned to see the thing. The one which has got grey things on it, that has got a conversion already. And if one has that, I think it'd be very difficult to oppose it. But I'd like to hear what you've got to say.
Well, I guess the rules have probably changed since that was done.
Yes. No, the rule, because it was very strict then, you see, but I can remember the thing going through, but I don't know the reasons why. I wasn't on the plans committee at that time. But it actually looks more attractive, actually, to see that, because if you look at those things, you see those garages there. They're very...
It's difficult, because you can either sort of look at it by the letter of the law and say strictly there is insufficient parking. There are only 2 bedrooms at this property, so it could very well be that they only do have one car, maybe, you know. So...
Can I suggest, I think the wording that you've got over here is perfect.
Yeah,
Express concern, yes.
I'm not particularly happy with that, actually.
And Councillor Weaver feels that could be questioned, really, because of the precedent has already been set by the neighbour who's done it.
But that's because, I've no doubt because the district approved it, whereas the town council might have expressed concerns on the previous application anyway.
Shall I look? I can have a little look and see.
That would be very helpful.
Let's have a little look, just so that at least we feel that we're being consistent.
Exactly. And I don't see why we should, you know, for whatever reason, the district council are given permission even for things and adhering to a policy, that we necessarily have to fall in with how they do things.
I mean, people would expect us to be consistent, really, wouldn't they?
And I just think we tended to express concern when there wasn't adequate parking.
Well, interestingly, the application at number 34, by the looks of it, must have been done under permitted development because there's no application.
Oh, that's rude.
Well, let me do it under history and just see if there's anything here. It could be.
That wouldn't be permitted development, no, would it?
Development.
Right, it was before 2010. I've just done a history on the application now. Something called here. 2009.
That ties in with what I said about when it was done.
It would be converting their garages left, right, centre, wouldn't it?
Yes. Yes. They would. No, it's not.
Can I just ask,
It's not the rear.
I
I just wonder what is the problem with just sticking to this wording?
Would you rather put no objection?
Yes. But I'd like to see what the history is, but I'd like to be consistent as you say. Yeah. So I will go with the flow. This was a conversion of the
I'm going to have to
garage
do it, yeah, the ordinance hasn't got it.
Sorry to...
No, I want to feel that we're at least consistent.
Yes, so do I.
That was a very different committee. But 2009.
I mean, this is really what kind of thing we say when we're looking at other ones where we need parking is collected.
Yeah, we've got to have a similar policy.
The fact that it's in the CPZ says to me that because obviously there is clearly parking problems there anyway.
That is why they were one of the first people to have this CPZ put in, which they're all happy with.
I can't find it, unfortunately. I'm looking in the plans and it's from 2009, but it's
Okay.
unfortunately it's not. The decision notice must have just clearly been wrong. Because back then they didn't show what the town council said. Unfortunately, I can't seem to find what our roads were. That's
Well, what about if we went with slightly different wordings? That's a bit subject to compliance with policy 40.
we can do, I mean, if you want to do that sort of kind of a happy medium, really.
I'm quite happy to come away from the no objection part, as long as there's some sensible wording.
Yeah, I mean, so what wording would you like in there then? Express concern,
I was going to say no objection subject to compliance with policy 40 of the
district plan.
Of the district
But we know
plan.
it's not compliant though, don't we?
Yeah.
Because they should provide you.
is the worry that we're inconsistent with the house next door?
Yes, that's my only point. That's my only point.
Well, I think that was done at a different time.
But if we can't see that ourselves because
No, we
so
can't.
old, and we don't have that knowledge apart from yourself, then, you know, if you know, no offence, if you went here, Michael, none of us would have that knowledge.
No.
We
I mean,
can't access it ourselves.
In 2009, we were still referring to this very document that we are still referring to today. So, by the letter of the law, policy 40 says number of bedrooms for 2, but number of parking spaces for 2 should be, well, they're so vague with this, is that they basically say that for 2 bedrooms there should be really a minimum of 1 allocated space and 1 unallocated space, totaling 2. But that, to me, seems like a make-up of part of the drive, or part of off-street parking and part of on-street parking.
That's correct, yes.
So it's whether or not you feel you want to be completely strict and say we are wanting it to be completely off-street parking, or if we are happy to accept that there will be an element of on-street parking and also the 1 off-street parking space.
I think some
We've never applied that before, I don't think, have we?
But to be honest, we don't often have a situation where we only have a 2-bedroom house. See? But what's very difficult with this is that when these houses were built, cars were much smaller and the garage would have been included because it would have been a serviceable parking space. Whereas now, most cars would not fit into that garage. They'd fit in, but you wouldn't get out of it.
Yes.
So they are
becoming.
They are almost becoming sort of really storerooms, and clearly this is only, I mean, although it's a 3-storey house, it is small. It's only got 2 bedrooms, a living room, body in the box. So they're clearly wanting to have this additional habitable space downstairs, which they're going to have.
So the application that was put in 2 years ago then, well, they also wanted the garage conversion, single-storey rear extension, front extension, etc., etc. That got no further.
No, they withdrew it.
That was a different owner.
So we're saying though, for a 2-bedroom property, you really need
the districts are very vague. I mean, I can show you here, for 2 bedrooms, they have the words either or.
Yes.
So they're saying number of allocated spaces can either be none, but it says so 1 and 2 bedroom dwellings and bedsits. Applicants have a choice of whether or not parking provision will include spaces allocated to the individual dwelling. So I think what they're doing is they're almost encompassing in this sort of a little bit like maybe where I live, where you have actually got a parking area which has got spaces allocated to specific houses. So that obviously has to cover these wards and the whole of the district. So
there is, as you probably know, in this area there is an area
there's
where
a parking area.
there is
isn't there?
a complete parking area where people do. It's helpful sort of thing, but people do park.
So we're saying it's a very loose spec. So really,
What's the
could you argue
habitable
that
room going to be? Does it say?
Yes, it's going to be a proposed family area.
Family area.
Right.
Yeah.
Who knows? We can't.
So it's
But yes, we don't know if it could well be a bedroom.
Could be. But if it is a bedroom, it is completely separate from all other bedrooms and living space.
But is there one on the...
Basically, as it is at the moment, we've got garage, the downstairs we've got a garage, and then the kitchen and the dining room. The first floor has then got the living room, study and a bathroom, and then the second floor has got the 2 bedrooms with a shower room. So it's a very sort of disjointed living space anyway.
Really, yeah.
That's really what brought us to a conclusion.
Yes.
What's your view?
I'm happy leaving it like that. To be honest.
I must admit, I don't know.
I tend to feel the same. I mean, there's a fair bit of leeway in terms of interpretation.
Yes.
So we're not.
I will go with you. If that is the.
It just keeps
the
us. I
feeling.
think it keeps us consistent with what we said about other properties. So, but it doesn't mean that we're rejecting it. It's just that
We're expressing concern.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. We'll leave it with it.
Sorry, I'm not trying to be awful.
Okay, next application is for number 9 Martins Lane, 1406. Extension to the side where the gap to neighbour is. Good gap down the side along the boundary line. Do not believe that the 45-degree angle is affected. The house is set further back from the neighbour. There is no parking on the site.
Any thoughts, Pip?
To be honest, I agree with as long as there's no loss of amenity to the neighbouring property. Can I just double check on the rear extension,
Yep.
2 stories? They're not adding a bedroom, are they?
They're not adding a bedroom. No, they are enlarging a bedroom.
Yeah.
Basically what they're doing is at the moment we've got on the first floor we've got 2 bedrooms and a bathroom, and what they're looking to do is to move the bedroom out, so the smaller bedroom further out to the back and create an ensuite to the larger bedroom. Yes. Still remaining 2 bedrooms. Well, 3 bedrooms actually, because there's one up in the second floor.
So no issues parking, which would be...
Well, there's no parking anyway.
Yeah, that would
So
be
this
my
is that
major
strange
concern.
one, again, where you have this situation where if there is no parking available, you can't create parking.
Yeah,
Mm.
you keep adding bedrooms.
Parking's a weird one really,
Yeah.
because you can. We have the same issue with sort of flats and things in the town centre. Well, if there never was parking, how can you increase the
You
parking?
can't increase the parking at all.
If there's no parking
Yeah.
already on offer,
Mm.
it's a strange one.
Yeah, we're looking at the plan view. The one next door seems to have some sort of extension or something like that.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
They're all growing.
Yeah, that's right. I didn't really see a problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see a problem.
I'm fine with all those.
Sorry.
I'm using my pencil. So we're happy with that?
Yes.
They all, if you look at them actually from above, then there's lots of this sort of going on really at the back.
Yeah.
They're all very different. A little bit like sort of Crapples Road really. If you look at
Yes.
Crapples Road, there's always lots going on.
There's no garages.
Yep. And no space for parking. Accepted, all right.
Okay, next application is 1421, which is a certificate for Mr. 44 Lindhouse Drive, so no comment required for that one. 44 Lindhouse Drive, 1422. Essentially just filling in the gap at the back with the existing rear extension. Can't see a problem with the proposal, only single story.
I don't think I do see it. On here. If I see it right.
That's
I
fine.
did visit this and I thought there was only parking for 2 cars. There's no garage and there are 4 bedrooms.
We are not increasing the number of bedrooms, so
Right.
we aren't really, unfortunately, in a position to comment on that because it's just purely a ground floor single floor extension.
Apologies. I'm just...
Yeah, so
That's
there's,
a fact, isn't it?
yes, as you say, it is a 4-bedroom property, but the fact they're not changing the number of bedrooms means we're not really in a position to...
Wouldn't this fall into committed development as well? Is it not?
Well, I think that they have probably had building work done already on the site, which means they've already gone over the quota of their development, which means they've had to put in an application for this.
Just looking at the sort of plan view on this one, the people next door, there's any effect on this, which no longer get.
Well, we're covering
I have
ourselves
covered
and no
it,
loss of
yeah.
unity.
Yeah,
I think we've done that well.
They've already got it. See if I can show you.
And it's single story, isn't it?
It is single story. There's already sort of a slight footprint precedent being set anyway with existing gardening, and they're just coming along.
Okay, that's fine.
Happy?
Yep.
Agreed.
Okay, now coming to the ones that I didn't actually delegate, but I have looked at and made some comments. So next application is number 1397, which is for 17 Hillside Road. Replacing existing rear extension with a more robust extension and creating a 2-storey element. Extending out to the side over the garage to 2-storey level, building in the roof, although this does not change the front elevation style as the playroom already in the roof, but just that they didn't have roof lights to the front. The proposal appears to be in keeping with the street theme. There should be a little impact on number 17, which is set higher up in the road. Appears a nice addition to the existing dwelling, 3 parking spaces on the site. So I don't know.
Quite aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah.
Yes, I think so. I think that's an
So
asset.
I don't know.
Yes.
I didn't actually come up with any suggestions of any wording. So
Yeah.
I don't know what you'd
I
like
mean,
to
there's a
say.
balcony here, obviously, and we've got...
Yeah, we've got the balcony, please, with us today, so... Okay,
Is
David.
it balcony or is it actually what they call a Juliet balcony?
It's a Juliet balcony.
So Juliet balconies are
Which
viewed
isn't
slightly
mentioned in the
differently.
word.
Yes. No, don't take me down that path.
Yeah, Juliet balcony really is just designed to stop somebody from falling out the door.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Door to nowhere.
Pardon?
The door to nowhere.
Yes!
You can put a pot on it, you can't put a foot on it. I know.
Yes.
I don't think that's a problem.
That's fine.
No problem.
I see
Okay,
no problem with that at all.
so we can say no objection?
No objection.
Yeah.
Do we want to include anything relating to sort of effect on the neighbours at all?
Well, yeah, I mean...
Substitute your wording, which is subject to no loss of immunity.
Because
I
it is
did
quite a
actually,
big
I did,
extension.
I've written down parking as well.
Yeah, I found there was space for 2 cars at the front. In this one.
I took the trouble of taking some pictures with my orange dot as usual.
That's the one, yes.
I think it was unclear on
Yeah.
the website.
I thought what the numbers of parking.
But you're saying they're not creating, they're just extending the present bedroom is what you're saying.
So they say, well, the proposed works affect existing car parking arrangements and they say no. So they are...
Because it's a partial garage conversion.
Yeah, we've got it here. There are
Well, we are going to 5 bedrooms. because the playroom that's in the roof is becoming bedroom
Oh,
size.
yeah, right. That's
So,
true, that's a good point.
Looking at it, I sort of guesstimated that there was parking for 3, but if you don't believe there was parking for 3,
No,
then
there's
we
parking
can...
for 2.
Parking for 2?
Yeah.
Well, no, haven't you got a garage?
But they're partially converting that, aren't they? But I don't know how...
It's still remaining garage, I assume.
Let's have a look.
That's just it.
That's right, yeah, when you do that, I'm just going to look at that other room.
If the garage,
Yes,
if the car can still, if the car can still be put in the garage and you've still got 2 places, you're
I
okay.
would question it actually. Rod's right. That isn't large enough. So the facade is going to look like the
That's
biggest
right,
garage, but
yeah.
they're not actually going to have a surface garage there. No, I mean it's going from being a proper length garage to
Yes.
becoming a garage straight store.
Yes, so that is...
So actually you're right.
Yeah, so actually
Actually,
there is insufficient...
So express concern again.
Yeah.
So do you want me to, what I can do, which
Okay.
is my way of almost sitting the fence, is say no objection to the proposed extensions.
And then I think you could come back to that.
However,
The wording I used on the other one, subject to compliance with,
what's concerned,
let them see whether it's a garage is a garage.
Conversion of garage, yeah.
that due to the conversion,
You can see you can only get 2 on that.
And it's really hard to tell from these
Yes.
wide angle shots,
Yes,
isn't it?
there is.
Yeah, it's the fact that we're losing the,
Yes, so that one would
like
be
you
half.
said, it doesn't look very wide garage,
No.
anyway, but
that then it could be. Okay, so the words I put down is no objection to the proposed extensions, however express concern that due to the conversion of the garage there could be insufficient parking on the site.
yeah.
Yeah.
Are we happy
Yeah,
with
yeah,
that?
that's a good word.
Did we were wanting to say something about the possible effect on the neighbour and things at all, or do you feel that that's
don't.
okay? They are, to be honest, they are set quite a lot higher up in the street,
Yeah, I don't think it's...
so I think the impact of any extension at the back is probably reduced.
Yeah, they're long gardens as well, so that's good long gardens.
I think we leave that then. What do you feel?
That is fine.
Do we want to say subject to no loss of immunity?
Yeah, I mean, well, we always sort of, obviously, subject to no communities, can say that for all properties,
yeah, those
can't you?
words,
But,
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah, that's right, those words in
Because
addition,
I
we've got...
don't necessarily think there will be a loss of immunity with
So
regards
So we
to
happy just for those 2 elements
Yeah.
then?
Yeah.
No objection, subject
I
to...
don't feel there's a loss of immunity, do you?
It was only really that it's quite a big...
It is quite
It
big.
is quite big, actually, it's a 2-storey extension.
However, number 17 is set quite a bit higher. If you look here,
Oh, with you.
so because of the street slopes up,
Yes.
although it's 2-storey and it is, as you're quite right in saying, does come out, it's going to be reduced down quite a
Yes,
bit. So
yeah.
any sort of light,
I'm with you.
light or anything,
Yes.
any impact like that should be reduced. And I have a feeling, let's have a look here at the picture.
I know that, I mean, they've got no windows here,
No, that's...
this
yes.
side.
No.
Depending on what they've got.
That's the bit I remember when I looked at it, yes.
There's a garage.
And you had,
The
and
main-
you felt there were no windows. I'm not saying.
The main house starts quite a distance away. There's
Yeah.
actually no,
Which is
why
why
it looks so
it's
tiny,
Yes, I'm with
because
you.
it's purely the garage that
Yes.
we can see
I
there.
understand, okay, right.
Yeah.
So I'm
I think we've made
those points.
Yeah.
We've made our point about the parking issue, and I think that's correct, yeah.
Yeah.
This picture here actually shows it quite well, because you can see here there's the garage, and then they've got quite a large conservatory, and there's
Oh, yes, yes, it is.
I think there was
Passes
something
around.
like a block plan or something on the site, you could see it was this long stretch.
yeah.
Very nice.
All right.
Happy?
Yeah.
Yes, good. I think the wording is fine.
Okay, next comes number 2, Bloomfield Road, which is 144. Oh, hang
Oh,
on.
these were...
Sorry, no, going back. 1415, which is
Yep.
certificate floor finish number 33, Bloomfield, no comment required.
Yeah.
Then we have a discharge conditions at Verulam House, which is
Just
110 Luton Road,
Yeah,
which is
just
no
on the road
comment
from there.
required.
Good.
Then we have number 2, Bloomfield, 1444.
Yeah.
This application, they've had quite a lot of planning
Yes.
applications applied for here. They have actually already started doing quite a bit of this work.
Yes,
I
they
drove
started.
past today and there was a big hole and,
Yes, I think
Hole?
well, there's a big
I
hole in the side of the house.
They've
I
started,
couldn't park, yeah, I couldn't pull
they've
up.
started working on this bit.
There's been a water explosion or something.
There's an RSJ up there in the
There's a hole
walls.
in the side of the house.
Are they allowed to start them?
Well, there's interesting, they've got planning permission, they had planning permission in 2008 for loft conversion, front and one rear dormer, conversion of garage into habitable rooms, which is what I think that is, part single, part 2-storey size, blah, blah, blah. So actually that was refused. But then, did they, I don't know, what's it called, non-move considered a non-point. I think there's a gap, there's a gap in the history here.
Yeah, we didn't have that one listed, did we? So I think
No,
I went
there's a
back.
gap in the history here.
Yeah, I had a quick little look at it to see what the condition was, and it was just that they start within 3 years.
Yeah.
That's what it said on.
So this was obviously
Yeah.
alterations to openings and tiled roof with roof lights to conservatory and roof lights to kitchen and kitchen roof to the planning permission 2009. So I think they obviously had planning permission for that in 2009. They started doing the work. They have to start work within 3 years. So it doesn't matter how long it takes them to do it.
Yes.
They have to commence work in the 3-year
yes.
period.
Yeah.
Which is why then probably they started doing it, come up with these issues, which is why they put in the application for the non-material amendment, and now they've decided they want to actually ask for something different.
Can I just ask a question?
Yes.
Because on this plan view here, we've got this property, St Nicholas Court. Are these apartments here? or-
They're flats that are on
Yes.
Luton Road.
So I just wonder whether anyone's view out of here is significantly affected by
I
what
don't
they're doing.
think so. But
What, out of their flats or?
Well, I presume they
Yeah,
are,
flats.
it's 1 to 9.
They are.
Yeah.
They're almost like older person flats.
I mean, from the road.
and they're set back a bit and it's...
Yeah, I mean, you look at this and you think, well, it's not affecting anybody. What's the problem? It's only that.
If you go back to one of the previous ones,
Hmm.
obviously the town council expressed concern over the loss of parking and some soft landscaping, but actually the district refused it on all of those kind of things, side scale, mass bulk, and detrimental effects on the street scene and St Nicholas Court. So whether we,
So
didn't see it the same way
Yeah.
as the district council, I don't know, but
Those
the,
ones.
the one in between, obviously we haven't.
Was that
We haven't got the
Lambros?
details.
Did you, I can find
Have
it,
we?
Pip. I'm
Yeah.
sure I can find it, yeah. Let me...
as if we could put a subject to loss of amenity of these people. Just to if there is any effect.
I'll just find what we said for that application. I don't know why that wasn't...
Well, I suppose the one which is going to affect them the most, they're already starting on.
Yeah.
So maybe, although they're...
Well, see, they did get some. They did get an application
Yes.
through, didn't they? So it looks from this like they never got it, but they did get something.
But maybe it's more what they're doing in the loft that could affect anyone here.
Yeah, I've definitely highlighted obscure glass, so there must have been something on the side there.
Maybe we could just say no objection subject to no loss of amenity or residents of St Nicholas Court or something.
That
Yes.
would cover that. This was, I don't, personally, I don't think there is much of loss, but I think we've got to say it.
Yes, I think
Because we've got to protect their interests in
Yes.
this instance.
Because that's the conservatory. I think that's single, isn't it?
Well, I'm not sure what
Yeah.
that's
yeah.
the loss thing, isn't it? Well,
two-storey rear, so that must be
It would be that
two-storey.
one.
But these two, which I was most concerned about, are single
Yes, that's
story
right, yes,
anyway.
they are, yes. It's more if there's an effect from that, I think.
Yeah.
Sometimes these dormer windows, they come out and they're fairly...
It's a difficult one if they're talking about street scene, because there's so much change in that street scene.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, it's unbelievable.
yeah.
You go further up and then you've got that.
Okay, here we
tumbling down
are.
building.
We had no objection provided the previous reasons for refusal of criminal trespass.
That covers us as anything.
I think that's...
Because the first one, they were actually asking for a
The one
part
side.
two-storey side extension. So they must have been wanting to come out here 2 stories slightly, whereas now they're just filling that bit behind, aren't they?
Yeah, well, they can be fairly imposing, these dormer windows, if you were fairly close to it.
Right, here we are.
So therefore we'd cover ourselves on the amenity.
Yeah.
The wording that you've suggested.
What doesn't help is that the application site has obviously opted, if you look there, to be obscured from Google Maps. So which means you can't actually see the site because they have chosen to be excluded. And then this here, Rod, is the flat.
Yeah, because
so-
someone's got a balcony there, you see.
So you can sort of see it round here, but it's
Yes, I'm with you.
and then it shoots along the road.
Yeah, so it's the top left flat, there's a balcony there, you see, and...
That's
This one
behind
here.
that edge.
Yes, right, yes.
There's another one here. There's one on sort of on the first floor, but
I just wonder if we just have subject to no, loss of amenity to...
field.
The only other question is, because they raised the question of size, bulk size and things before, in one of the previous refusals.
Oh, I see.
Because it is the bulk and size, there's going to be partly affect the amenity, isn't it?
Yes, that's true. Yes, I'm with you.
Something else which I didn't mention is that there is a loft of the garage, and there is only 2 parking spaces on the drive, and they are going for 5 bedrooms.
Yeah,
Oh,
just
wow.
going to bring that up
Yeah, right.
because
And it's horrendous the parking at that bottom of that.
Yes, that's
I
true.
know we haven't got the measurements, but the garage previously looked quite sizable.
Yes,
It was
you're
a
right,
double, I
yes,
think.
I was going to say, was it a double as well?
Yes.
Look here,
Yes.
isn't it?
So we've got several
We do have about
this
3.
year. So this certainly is quite a bulky thing here for anyone over here in these flats. So especially concerned over bulk and what's it?
Both sizes. It's the wording they normally have.
And it looks like there's insufficient parking for 5 bedrooms.
Size, scale, mass, bulk and height.
It's almost like it's the rejection.
Yeah, this is almost...
Right, actually.
Yeah.
Recommend refusal.
Recommend refusal because of insufficient parking.
And of course it's not clear on these.
Yeah, and express concern over the
Bulk, size,
Correct on
bulk,
Nicholas.
the size, scale, mass, bulk and height.
Yes.
And height, well, maybe not height. Scale, size, scale and mass.
Yes.
And then we also put in the amenity,
Loss of amenity.
potential loss of amenity.
Yeah. To what do we call it? It was
So what, parking, size, scale, mass, bulk.
yeah. St. Loss of amenity to St Nicholas Court.
Or its potential loss.
The potential loss of amenity. Because if I
I'll
had
cobble
a
together some sort of proper structured wording for this, and then I'll let you have a little look, Mike.
I'll call in.
Yes.
What's difficult is even if they've got ground floor windows here,
Yes.
it's just that bit on the back of the property, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yes.
Making 2-storey, whereas the extension to the side
Yes.
is single storey, but it might still have an impact, but they're not going up to the boundary line, are they?
No.
But it would be
That bit, that's
Aye.
going to be tricky.
the rear 2-storey.
Are you happy with the 3 basic objections?
Yeah, okay.
Object.
Yes.
Yes, I'm good with that.
Because to be honest, where they're coming out, the majority of it all, this sort of the single story element is where it's not going to affect anyone, and then
No.
this pit here at the back,
That's right.
it's
Yes,
very,
it's
very close to the boundary line.
That's it, that's where,
Absolutely true.
so, I think we have, if
You've got the
we'll let you do your
Give me
wording.
the measurements on there at all.
No, I mean I can. Would you like me to scale?
No, I think we're okay. If you care to do some careful wording, I'll check it with you.
Okay. Yeah.
If you are all happy with that. So just go up the road on the left-hand side. No, on the right-hand side, sorry.
Yeah, now we're going to 14 Bloomfield Road, 1467, conversion of flat roof over front dormer to pitched roof. To pitched roof including additional opening, single-storey side extension, raised height and conversion of ground floor side, flat roof to pitched roof with roof lights, part single, part two-storey rear extension, alterations and openings in rear patio following the removal of existing conservatory and chimney. So this is the house with the orange spot, and then that's the house again with the orange spot. This one I actually, I looked at this just quickly before I left today. It looks quite alarming from the roof. I must admit.
Yes, they've already got 4 bedrooms, haven't they? And they're just staying with 4 bedrooms.
No,
aren't they?
5 bedrooms.
5 beds, because there's only 2.
Yeah, we're sounding a
Car
bit like
spaces.
stuck records now.
We are, aren't we?
I think I'm sure
There's no
only
garage, you
only
see.
5 bedrooms.
Yeah, this is some sort of shed here on the
Yes.
side.
They'd have to maybe convert this bit into a parking space if you a garden feature.
Yeah.
They want to fit another one on.
It's just that I thought at first that was a garage, but it's kind of just a shed type structure.
They call
like
it store.
it's sort of overhang, isn't it?
They call it carport.
Carpool, that's the one.
They
Yeah.
call it carport.
But there's no...
Can you fit?
Can you,
Is that car all the way back, or is there more space for them to drive into there? 'Cause it looks like there's more space further down. He hasn't driven all the way. I don't know.
I see what you mean.
I can't see a wall or anything at the end of that carpool. It's just
So at the end of the carport there is like a window and a little door.
Oh,
So
there
it
is.
obviously goes into some extension to the utility.
I get what's that.
So
So there is
I don't know.
more space for that carpool.
So we've got a height one here to look. We've got Balsa to look at the height. We think of there's no loss of amenity to the left, I feel, because it's the wall. I can't see there's any problem with that at all. But it's a question of the
Just
street.
whether or not it's an
I think
effect on the right, because if the street goes up,
The street scene is relevant here. Now, it's quite large in relation to the building on the right, and then you've got those tumbling down buildings.
What would you say? Because there's no
Yours is...
action.
Sorry,
It's atrocious.
Councillor Reed has got the
Yes.
proposed. That's existing, that's the proposed.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
It's essentially really going out to the side, so they're getting rid of this, I suppose, in a sense, use of carport and...
All right, okay, yeah. So front.
what do you think of the street scene?
Well, it's
Because it's
what you
there's
mean.
an atrocious building to the right of it, but that's not hard.
What's the
Yeah, I
flat
don't mind
roof
it
out
from
the front?
Yes. The left, it wouldn't affect the left because it's going uphill.
The street scene as a whole on the street varies anyway, doesn't it? Really?
There you've got this monstrous.
They're quite big farms and everything here, aren't they?
What I assumed they were doing here was moving their parking over to their amenity space, but what's not clear from Google is whether that was just grass or shrubs or whatever. But obviously they're going to be reducing their amenity space in the front, I guess, aren't they? So I'm assuming that's what they mean, is that they're suggesting 2 parking spaces here.
Yeah, I mean, on the proposed, this is going to become a store, isn't it? On the left.
Yeah. So
there's
I
going to be no
assume
car
that the
park.
car support, instead of having a parking space there, they're suggesting.
There's only 2 spaces.
They say in the application that there will be no effect on the existing car parking arrangements.
Well, that's not correct.
But that's what I kind of think, that they're going to be taking some amenity space in the
Because
front.
what they've got at the moment is sort of a crescent-shaped shrub bed, really.
Oh, can you see it?
Yeah. So if you look there, Pip,
Oh, yeah, sorry.
you've got a little bit of, we've got like a nice little path that goes up to the front door. So I think you're right, I think they're probably going to lose that crescent shape.
In the front.
The dropped curve, I think, is probably just a bit beyond this white band. There we go. So I think they'll probably keep, as you say, have parking here, and then probably lose some of this.
Yeah, that's what I was
shingly
thinking,
area
yeah.
here. Having it side by side.
5 bedroom, they need 3 spaces.
They need 3 spaces really for 5 bedrooms.
So they would have to get rid of all of that. So, we would have to say something. We don't know when they're going to do that, do we?
Well, no, we don't, because of because the form's not particularly descriptive.
Can you tell how big their back garden is as well? Because they're moving their patio further
That's
garden
really
as
got a
well.
picture actually there.
Yes,
How far back are they going
Well, there
then?
we go. If you look at that one and that one together,
you
that's
get the picture. It's quite
Is it within 3 metres?
quite long.
it's quite a long garden.
Yeah.
The gardens there
Oh,
are
okay.
long on Bloomfield Road. They're about, I'd say,
Yeah,
50,
I was just looking at
75
that
metres.
picture. You can't tell if it's all their garden, but clearly it is. It's
I
just
think it goes to here.
Yeah.
And their borders, what's the other one? Is it Ambrose Lane?
Ambrose is at the top.
Yeah. What's the...
Hillside, that is hillside.
Hillside this side.
Yes, yeah.
Well, they haven't put on there, though, that they need to have a new driveway or anything, do they?
They
Their
quite often don't,
application.
do they?
No.
No.
Well, they need planning permission for that anyway, if they ask.
They only need planning permission if they're wanting to put in a drop curb.
Oh, okay.
Do they need,
yeah.
mind you, do they need to, if they're putting, they have to make sure it's permeable, don't they?
Yeah, I think that comes under building control more than actually planning and what do they call it, building.
Right.
Well, we could express concern about insufficient parking from the plans put forward.
That would be the safeguard for us if we did that sort of wording. Hey, what do you think?
If we decide if there was an
Well,
impact
express
on
concern,
the...
but if they're going to be building another parking space there,
Yes.
if that's the plan, then
It would be
do we still have to
well,
express concern?
Hmm.
But in terms of the rest of
quite far in.
the plans, I don't necessarily think the street scene is going to be impacted because
No, I
the street scene is
I mean,
not a unique
the
one.
odd one out is the next building to the right, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, amenity
there's-
is
and
not
you've got a wall.
From it.
You've basically got a brick wall to the
to the
on the left.
Yes,
So no loss of amenity there
yeah,
with the raising of the height and the thing, so I think it's sensible.
yeah.
So I think the only thing I can think of is parking on this because of the number of bedrooms.
Yes.
And I think that comes under the wording the express concern, isn't it?
Yeah.
But the front elevation, I think it's, it's nice.
I think so. I don't think we should criticise that in any way. And I don't think we should raise the question if planners want to talk about street scene, but
I think in fact, I mean the street scene is changing very little, to be honest.
Yeah.
Really, it's actually a lot
You have to
going on
have
with that.
the oddity is the building to the right.
Yeah. Okay, so the committee have no objections to proposed extensions, however,
Express concern.
express concern.
Thank you. Can you just flip those screens?
Oh, sorry.
Thank you very much. think that covers it quite well.
Okay, next one is 1320, which is for 68 Pigotty Lane. The proposal has, so this is a resubmission following withdrawal of the previous application this year, and the proposal has reduced the length, depth and roof height in the extension. A much more agreeable proposal, more in keeping with the other houses on the road, so I have no objection.
Yes, yes.
I think your wording is fine. As we've covered,
We expressed concern actually.
it wasn't objected to by SADC. They obviously saw that when it would go to SADC it would be proposed or refused, so they've gone away and therefore you covered it.
Very good. Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay, next application is 1431, which is number 14 Berrywick. Okay, the proposed cabin does not differ much from the existing. The area is well screened and the garden has ample space to accommodate the new cabin. The proposed cabin is reduced in height from the existing material guarantee.
Yeah,
Very good.
no good.
Next one is 1450, which is 26 Berrywick. Essentially just filling in the gap to the rear next to the existing playroom. A large plot with ample space is proposed with no impact on the neighbours.
Yeah.
Next one is non-material amendment at 75 Top Street Way, 1414. Proposal is only minor amendments to the approved scheme, will not affect the look of the proposal and the neighbours. So basically what they were looking to do is enlargement of existing front bathroom windows from 2 casements to 3 casements, bifold doors to the rear of the existing ground floor, kitchen, playroom, in place of the existing doors and windows, insertion of flat roof lights to the existing flat roof, enlargement of the bedroom to be windows from 2 casements to 3 casements wide, and enlargement of the door or window to bedroom floor. So I mean, very minor. Probably more in keeping with that.
Yes.
Very good.
Pass.
Next one is 1429, which is for 10 High Street, which is Ashton.
Yes, Ashton's.
Proposal is for a trough-style illumination, which is in keeping with the conservation area. So no objections to the policy.
You covered it with the compliance with 90.
And their last application is for number 20 Byron Road, 1443. Proposal is in keeping with the style and character of the dwelling, a nice addition to the house. So to repeat the wording from 1038 application, which was
I think
no objection, subject to appropriate design review.
it is purely on the conservation zone
Yeah.
points. I think that's perfectly okay. So thank you.
Okay, so that concludes the application.
We've got Appendix B now, which is the decisions that have been delegated to the SADC, and we can just go through this page by page. We don't need to go through each item. I'll highlight on page 25. Have you see those ones? I'm forgetting the colour notes. That's not after the sheet. Page 26. These are all conditional permission granted. Page 27.
The orange tree.
Please stop me if you want to. Page 28. Page 29. And you explained to me earlier in the day about what the NT is on.
Yes.
What NTS
So
require approval, required and refused.
yeah.
It's just looking at that, yeah.
Yeah, so basically what that means is that these people for this MCS prior approval, not required and refused, these people, so number 5 Longfield Road, have obviously put in one of the permitted development applications where they're wanting to do what's listed there. There's either been some concern expressed by the neighbours, or potentially the case officer has looked at it and felt that it is too large or not acceptable to be deemed acceptable under permitted development, so that's been refused, which means that if they're wanting to do that, they'll need to put in a full planning application as well considered.
So that's fine. I think, thank you for explaining that one. That's page 29, and we now go to page 30.
Yeah, there's the one here for the top one here that relates to the Harpenden Common Golf Club. I mean, the decision was no objection because the district council is essentially the same as us. They're a consultee, so they felt they had no concerns. So I know that you looked at it at this meeting 4 weeks ago, and MIM wrote out to the county council officer directly. So although we wrote to the district council with our recommendation, we also wrote specifically to county. So although Northern didn't have an issue, county will be aware of some of the issues that we did raise.
Well, council is both in his capacity as town and county, as you said, did exactly that, and it's expressed the side effects that there would be for this concerning traffic movement and traffic management, etc. So that we can't do anything on that now. We've made our point. So that's page 30. And then we've got page 31.
This one's quite interesting actually. Yes, this one for Beaumont Court, land to the rear of Beaumont Court. I don't need to remember, I think
yes,
it must have been earlier this year, wasn't it? That's been withdrawn again. So clearly whatever Albany Holdings are wanting to do there is not going to...
They've been advised.
Well, we did that in quite a lot of detail.
We did, yeah.
And so I think we'll just wait and see. So it's interesting.
They keep on coming back every few years and something different.
And now the other two, fine. Page 32. Addition. Page 33. Nothing big. And the last 2 pages, page 34 and 35. We continue to page 36. And now page 37. And page 38. Page 39.
Oh,
What?
sorry, jumping ahead of you a little bit. Page 40.
Page 40.
Withdrawn decision for the conversion into the restaurant for Mr. I Love Food. So that's been withdrawn.
I have heard from on the grapevine that there is potentially somebody else that's interested.
Oh,
In what?
Somebody
a
different.
new Thai restaurant, yeah.
I don't know if it's Thai, I'm afraid, Councillor Gillen. It is an eatery, but I don't know under what...
It is one of the ones that I have called in and I'm still relevant to. So I...
What's that, what, this one?
Yes, on that particular 5350.
It's been withdrawn.
That's withdrawn, so fine.
Yes, yeah, so that one's been
Vietnamese.
withdrawn, so I understand that there is somebody else that's potentially interested. Because
That's
I
interesting.
had a telephone call from a resident the other day to ask what our recommendation was on this particular application, and I said that as a town council we support anything that goes into a vacant premises, especially in that area of the town where we'd like to draw football, really.
Yes.
But they seemed very promised
summed it up very
by my
well.
words
No,
and said, oh, okay, so I said, well,
The-
essentially it would be gauged or it would
The
be
parade shop owners there want something done because
Sure.
it is a dead area.
area.
Well, maybe a Vietnamese restaurant. We haven't got a Vietnamese in Harpenden, and Vietnamese food's very good. So
Can't
Yeah,
go over
so that's interesting,
if you
yeah.
have Vietnamese on
Vietnamese,
try it.
Indonesian.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well,
I'll
are
get
you
on.
mourning the loss of the tide then at the Harpenden
I
Island?
I didn't actually realise that it was going. I just thought they were just doing it up, but I didn't realise it was going.
No,
It's gone now.
You're warming the fire.
Yeah.
Everyone.
I thought that
Be cooking for myself at home, Thai food.
The last remaining Thai restaurant
Well, yes, but there's also another Thai restaurant. It's called 8 Cranbourne
What, the
Drive.
Harpenden
Harry
Island?
Gillam's cooking.
Really?
Yes, yes,
You
yes.
have to invite a friend.
Thai prawn curry, chicken curry, masaman curry, spring rolls.
Okay, we'll move on to this.
Thai restaurant at my house, yes.
So, page 41.
Oh yes, sorry, yes, got a bit carried away there thinking about lovely food.
Yeah, these all trees. all the
Trees,
things.
trees.
Then we'll just continue page 42
We'll
and
see.
43.
Lots of trees.
No, well, that's,
No, we are
you don't look at
we won't
43,
say,
that's,
no.
that's not us.
That's all St Albans.
Yes, that's
Lots of
the
trees.
end. There is one, there's something just, there's a one on,
Trees on Tennyson Road.
one in page 48 which doesn't matter, it's just reducing a crown.
Trees,
Page
trees,
50.
more trees.
More trees. So I think that there are no letters of,
No one wants to say anything.
so I think at,
Too animated.
at 9, no, so it's 8:50 something, 50,
8:51 now, I'm
8:51.
going to say.
and now you can go and we close the meeting and you can go and